Amongst the very few countries in the world stands Malaysia, with people from different countries and cultures. Despite being influenced by diverse cultures, Malaysia has made its mark by furnishing its own identity to the world. Its rich culture can be depicted as an assortment, where you can find variety of harmonizing the global standards. A glimpse of foreign tang can be seen in its language, music, dance, architecture, people and handicrafts as well. Malaysia's landscape is rich in greenery as its inhabitants are rich in the diversity of their cultures. There are three main ethnic groups living in the country. The dominant group, the Malay, was already living in Malaysia long before the arrival of colonies, and the other groups are Chinese and Indians and Sri Lankans. The early Malay communities were largely animist, believing in the existence of Semangat, spirits in everything. In the 15th century, Islam of Orthodox Sunni sect flourished in the Malay world under the Malacca Sultanate. In contrast with Hinduism, which transformed early Malay society only superficially, Islam can be said to have really taken root in the hearts and mind of the Malays. Approximately 99% of modern ethnic Malays are Muslims. And the most important Malay festivals are those of Islamic origin: Hari Raya Aidul Fitri, Hari Raya Aidul Adha, Awal Muharram and Maulidur Rasul. Islam has 6 articles of faith known as the 6 pillars of Iman that all Muslims are united upon in belief. Reality of one God, existence of angels, authority of the books of God, following the prophets, preparation for and belief in the day of judgment, supremacy of God's will, which means predestination, good or bad, is from God alone. Chinese, with around 7 million people, include 24% of the Malaysian population. Regions with significant Chinese population are Kuala Lumpur, Penang, Johor and Prague. A majority of the Chinese in Malaysia claim to be Buddhist. Chinese Buddhism is traditionally embraced by the Chinese, which is brought over from China and handed down over the generation of the Malaysian Chinese born in Malaysia. Buddhism is based on teaching of Siddhartha Gautama. Meditation and mindfulness helps Buddhists to reach enlightenment. Moderation is the main philosophy for Buddha to success in everything in life. Suffering is the result of ignorance, and enlightenment make people wiser, compassionate, and able to achieve nirvana, or free from reincarnation. The Indian community in Malaysia is the smallest of 3 main ethnic groups, comprising 7% of the population. Tamils make up the largest subgroup of Indian people in the country. When India came under British rule, Indian laborers were sent to Malaysia to work on sugarcane and coffee plantation, and later in the rubber and oil palm estates. Some of them also came to work on the construction of buildings, roads and bridges. The Malalai were located predominantly in Penang, Lower Perak, Kuala Lumpur and Selangor, parts of Negeri Sembilan and Johor, where they were usually in the estates or in the civil service in the earlier days. Family is the longest surviving institution of India, irrespective of the ages, transformations, religious and political views. Loyalty, integrity and unity are 3 pillars upon which Indian families and Indian culture stand. There are many other peoples in Malaysia, such as multiple groups of natives of Sabah and Sarawak, the Orang Asli, indigenous groups of the peninsula, Euro-Asians, Europeans, Thai, Indonesians, Arabs and so forth. Most Euro-Asian Malaysians trace their ancestry to British, Dutch and Portuguese colonists, and there is a strong Christian community in Malacca. Malaysia is known throughout the world for its exciting mix of cultures, which has proven to be an irresistible draw for people from all around the world. As home to various ethnic groups, many countries regard Malaysia as the shining example of peaceful coexistence, regardless of race and creed. One Malaysia or Satu Malaysia is an ongoing program designed by the Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Tun Razak on September 2010, calling for the cabinet, government agencies and civil servants to more strongly emphasize ethnic harmony, national unity and efficient governance. The values of Satu Malaysia as articulated by Najib Razak are perseverance, a culture of excellence, acceptance, loyalty, education, humility, integrity and meritocracy.